Welcome back to Hopemont, everybody. Here's Shamlyn. She's on her first acre. She just finished a 20-acre challenge with a few other people, and there were requirements for each acre that she had to complete. And we're pretty happy with the island, the way it turned out. There was only one acre that won't be seen, and that's acre number 8. And I'll explain that when we get there. This is acre 1, and the requirement for this one was it had to be flat, it had to have 0 buildings, and it had to have roses. So I chose a mermaid theme. I've got a little seahorse here, several things around, the shell bed, shell dresser. Over here was a little dining area on the peninsula. I did have shells scattered all about this area, but I've cleaned them up so I could get my 5-star rating back. I was pretty happy with this little area. Very, very cute. Oh, and I did put the pink gazebo over here, which added a nice touch. The second acre had to be flat. It had to have 6 cedar trees and crafted items. So since I had to have crafted items, I decided to make a workshop area. And since they were all handcrafted, I found a patchwork pattern for the floor and just went to town setting up some DIY stations. I've got a shed back here, and then set up different stations. This one was the metal station. This one was the holiday station. Here's some supplies. Here's the wood station. Here's the fruit station, the bamboo station, the flower station. So I had a pretty good time setting these up and building all the things to put in them. So that met the qualifications very nicely. The third acre had to have my home on it, and it had to have a Gulliver gift. So I chose Stonehenge back here with some red, white, and blue flowers. And it had to have one level. So I built this wall around the level and put my house up here. I've got my little gardening station, a pool, a little seating area. I've got 3 trees with different fruits on. And then back in the back is where I put most of my lily of the valley because that's my favorite flower. And I have a nice viewing area for meteors. Sorry, the 4th acre had to be flat. It had to have a neighbor's home on it, and I had to use a Nook special item. So I put coal over here and made her a carrot farmer. She's got all kinds of carrots growing, trees around. There's her wheelbarrow. She's got a little nautical museum back here on this peninsula that she takes donations for. She's got a couple of beehives and a nice meteor viewing area. And the Nook item that I chose was the telescope, so she could get a better view of the meteors. Acre 5 had to have a neighbor's home on it. It had to be flat, and it had to have a Nook Miles item on it, which I chose the street lights. So this is where Chatter lives, and he chose a full island for his decor. I did have another decor set up over here, but I had to change it when I got over to Acre 14. I wanted to use what I used in Acre 14, so I changed this one and gave him the island. He has a lighthouse on his peninsula and a wishing well. And then he's got this nice boardwalk where you can sit and watch the ocean. And he also has a little mushroom farm over here where he picks and jars up his mushrooms. There's this little clipboard where he keeps track of everything. And behind his house is a little bus stop area and lost and found. Nice little area just to come sit, wait for a passing boat or a bus, hop on your bike, get back into town. Acre 6 had to have the Nook shop on it. It had to have an item from Nook's, for which I chose a cardboard box. So on our way to Nook's, we passed by this lighted park bench area and parking lot for Nook's. And over on the coast, we have the place where all the cool sea breezes come from. Nice area to sit and have a cold drink. Feel the breeze. Nook's courtyard has some red, white, and blue flowers on it. And it's a 3-story shopping center. So the first story has all the groceries in it and a few souvenir shirts. Hey, Mint. It has flowers, tools, and canned goods. It had to be 2 levels, so I made a 3rd level up here with a clothing area and a salad bar and rooftop restaurant. Very nice, very nice. They're always open. Well, that's not true. I guess they close. Anyway, there's Mint. Enjoying the flowers. Okay, so then we go down to Acre 7. This is where Elmer lives. He's a farmer. He had to have 2 levels, and he had to have a fountain on his acre. So he took this peninsula for grazing land for all his little horses, and this is where he keeps his seed. There's a little garden, and he's got his wagon down here with his milk. And when we did the challenge, when we revealed the challenge, I had a gift out here for a box of tissues, and they had to guess what they were supposed to do. And when they saw the spilt milk, they were supposed to cry. And everybody guessed it right and got to open their gift, which was a box of tissues. Elmer lives up on the cliff. He's got a nice little setup here for his farm. And in the back, on the 3rd level, he's got a little wheat farm and with a cactus and a windmill on it. Now, the next acre was Acre 7. It was supposed to have 2 levels, seasonal items, and a neighbor's house. Now, this is where I moved Rattle. And when Rattle moved onto the island, there he is. He was kind of a spooky character, so instead of calling him Rattle, I started calling him Boo Radley. Like the character from To Kill a Mockingbird. And I had him decorated with Halloween seasonal items, so his acreage was all broken windows and spooky trees and all kinds of things. But the other night, he told Shamlyn that he was afraid of the dark and he was having trouble sleeping and he was really scared. So I thought, I can't give him a spooky yard if he's that scared of the dark and stuff. So I felt sorry for him and I took all the spooky stuff away and I gave him a rattan lamp for his house because he said he was afraid to get up. So we'll have to redo his acre, and it has to have seasonal items, but we'll have to think of something other than Halloween. And off to his left is the fishing dock and the dock where you can catch a ride from Captain. And he's got a nice little setup over here with a fish cleaning station, fishing poles for rent, and some fish for sale. Real nice area. Then this section of the beach has the alien and the crop circles and all the glowing moss and stuff. Uh-oh. There's Elmer. Well, looks like I've got a new hat to wear. Thanks, Elmer. Let's see what he gave us. Alright. Red and white. So, hop across here. This is my next acre. And it had to be 2 levels. Had to have windflowers. And it was a free space. So I had a previous fish and chip shop that I really, really liked. So I decided to use my free space and keep the fish and chips shop. I just gave it 2 levels over here so I could put some windflowers and sign up on it. And there's our fish frying and the dishwasher, salad bar. Come and sit at these nice diner tables with your fries and your fish. Or enjoy the back patio and eat outside. And sit by the fire and listen to the jukebox. Very nice area. I was real pleased with it. I've just got some coconut trees down here by the wall breaker. And very nice area. Next acres had to be 1 level. It had to have 3 gyroids on it and a neighbor's house. So I moved Camo Frog in and gave him a nice swampy area and set some gyroids all around. He's got some mushrooms in there too since it's such a swampy area, and he's got these nice mushroom lights over here. Turn on and off. He seems happy over in this area. So I like it. The weeds have all filled in. Pretty swampy. I got a real nice lily pad floor pattern, so loving it. The next acre had to have the native fruit, which is cherries. Had to have 2 levels and a neighbor's home on it. So I moved Daisy over here and made her a cherry farmer. But since these cosmos look so much like Daisy's, I put them over near her house. She's got a game set up in the yard and some tools for her cherry picking. The only problem she has is that Camo Frog's weeds keep popping over on her side of the fence. So, other than that, she seems pretty happy. And this was part of her level. So she got 2 levels. And all her cherry trees were up there. And I had dropped a lot of the cherries so that there were just cherries everywhere. And it looked really good. There's my airport. And so I built this big wall in front of the community center because the corner of the building had to have 2 levels also. So in combination with Daisy's requirement, I just had this 2-level section here. So the corner, lot 12, had to have a Nook Miles fence, one of 2 that was showing for the day, and that was a corrugated fence. So I made this corner a little fishing hole and had a nice pond over here with a picnic area, fishing poles, and place to sit so that you can fish. Real nice spot. And I had to have a bridge on that too. So there's my bridge. Little tent area with plenty of snacks to get you through the evening. And it's right beside the community center. Okay. And then outside of that, I have a little reading area with a sofa and some books so you can come read. Next acre, 13, had to have bamboo and it had to have a pond. So I made an ancient statue park. I loved the look of the bamboo and the stone. So I put in plenty of bamboo. I put in some sugar cane for the cattail looking things. And put in my pond with some stones and some ancient looking things. And using that fence, it looked really good. I thought it was a nice little quiet spot. So I like this ancient statue park because it was very peaceful and very quiet. The next acre, acre 14, had to have Celeste recipe items and a bridge and be 1 level. So I made it a NASA substation. You can see that the area is classified top secret. They have their computers all set up, all the monitoring computers, some glowing moths, satellites, all kinds of space-related things, Celeste items. I even put a little changing station over here from the Gemini collection and have the little moon chair set up there if anybody wants to go sit up there. And I have some rockets and stuff on the beach. And this was, yep, 1 level, so it's got a security wall all around it with the spiky fence so nobody can get in if they don't have a top secret clearance. All very hush hush. Acre 15 had to be 1 level. I had to have the museum on it and a vegetable garden. So I planted the museum over here and put some flowers in front of it. And then for my second level, I did the vegetable garden up here. And I have a herb drying station. I have some flowers and vegetables side by side. And a little gardening shed back here with some starter plants. And a water pump. All very, very nice little garden area. I was pretty pleased with that. And the museum. Next to the museum is a nice pink walkway with a little outdoor coffee cafe. I'm always ready for a cup of coffee. Acre 16 had to be 2 levels and have cosmos planted on it and had to have a neighbor home. Now originally when I made this, it was for Chevrolet because she lived here. But shortly after the reveal, she said she wanted to move, so I let her move. But I liked the mountain area look so much that I kept it. And the new neighbor that moved in here was Zucker. He's an octopus. And I don't know, so I put in this waterfall so he would have some water around, but I figured maybe even an octopus wouldn't mind the mountains. He seems happy here. And then I've got a full bridge over here. I actually have a secret stairway down here that I can get back to my house from. This full bridge comes across to Mint's house. And she's an online shopper, and she lives next to Nook's. So she's pretty happy. She gets all her deliveries in this area. Shops all the time. Got the bubble machine. She's just a happy shopper. And that was Acre 17. And she had to have Lily of the Valley, so I took more of my Lily of the Valley and planted them back here. So, Acre 18 had to have the campsite and have a summer theme. So I put out here an outdoor music venue by the waterfall and put a park fence around the area where the campsite is. I just gave it a summertime kind of playground feel. Camping equipment, and Barbies are over here playing volleyball. There's a little pool where people can swim. Somebody left their baseball glove. Here's some lemonade and Gatorade for anybody who's at the park. Lots of games and fun to be had. And the outdoor music has a karaoke machine, which you can come sing to. I'm not a singer, but I sure can dance. Okay, and then Acre 19 and 20, the last 2 acres, I made him into a city street. So you have your bus stop right here. And let's see, Acre 19 had to have 2 neighbor homes on it. So I made them look like little condos, have their cars parked outside. Bree lives on this side, and Lolly lives on this side. They have a nice little park with trees and a quick walk to the community center right next to Abel's, and a little sitting area with Zucker hiding back there, I see. and a fire hydrant in front of Abel's just in case they have a fire. So that was the 20 acres. Phew, what a chore. It took weeks to do, but it was the most fun project. And now that it's done, everybody just wanders around enjoying everything that we built. And I don't know what's going to happen next, but we'll see what all of our neighbors are doing and go collect our fossils and such and get this day finished. Thanks for joining me, everybody. If you like my videos of Hopemont and Shamlyn, please subscribe and watch for our videos to come out. I'll try to get them out as fast as I can. And since I forgot to show the fountain that was supposed to be on Acre 7, at Elmer's place, I thought I would go ahead and give the dream address for my island when I finish the 20-acre challenge. Elmer's got this little sweet spot set up where he makes things out of his farm products and puts them in a little cafe out by his farm. And if you go to the dream address, you'll be able to see Rattle's original home. It was pretty cool. It had a surprise in it. Big scare if you dare by climbing the mountain. And there was a special challenge up there if you had the courage to do it, since his island was so spooky. So I'll go ahead and give that dream address, and you can visit the true island as it was finished. And it even, if you run back over to the park where the Barbies are playing volleyball, the Dream Island actually has the volleyball on the volleyball court, and I forgot to put it back down when I made the changes. So I hope you all enjoy the Dream Island, and we'll see you again soon.